Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am so excited to have you all here. I am Allison Cooper, CEO of Project Motherhood, and I am here today with Alexandra Nolan from City Chic Living, and we are going to chat beauty for busy moms. So I am going to hand it over to you, share a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I have kind of a mashup when it comes to the background, so I'll try to compile it for you. But basically, I started off as a woman in corporate America before I was a mother, and while I worked there, I did makeup on the side because all through college, that was kind of what, paid the bills in college. And so when I went to corporate, it wasn't a makeup job. It was a paper job. It wasn't anything sexy, but I did makeup on the side, eventually launched a makeup line. And later in life did a boutique with the makeup line in it. And that's really how I had children. And that's really how I got into like makeup and fashion and that genre. And then also balancing it as being a mother too. I'm a national brand influencer and a blogger as well. So I've got a little mix of a bunch of things going on.
Amazing. I love that. Well, I said as soon as she came on, I was like, oh my gosh, your lips look amazing. And that's the first thing you notice about somebody, you know that they love their beauty routine. So she's a great person to learn from. I'm excited to dive in today. So I'm just gonna jump in. Our first question is, what are your absolute must-have skincare steps for moms who only have 5 minutes in the morning?
Okay, so for 5 minutes in the morning, I highly recommend I like the PMD Clean beauty brush. And the reason why I recommend this, there's tons of brushes on the market, but when they did the sonic technology, there's this sonic technology in brushes where it vibrates at a certain frequency, and it's different from a normal electric brush that just kind of clears off the dead skin cells on the top. This vibration, whenever you use it, it vibrates the dirt from deep within out. And so it's like got this sonic technology. So I recommend every morning, instead of just a regular wash, which you should wash every morning, getting one of the, any kind of brush that has that sonic technology in it. I just like the PMD Beauty one, but anyone that has a sonic technology, because that's going to give you a little extra than just the cleansing part. And then I recommend a really good vitamin C serum. So vitamin C helps to reduce fine lines and aging because it's a light exfoliant. It also helps to get rid of the sunspots. It just really brightens up the skin. And so I highly recommend that. I use one every single morning. And on top of that, a moisturizer after. Something with hyaluronic acid in it. So that helps to kind of awaken the skin. Hyaluronic acid is something that we already have in our skin, so it's natural to our body. And when it soaks in, it's basically absorbs and attracts hydrogen or water to the skin, which helps you to, as we get older, our skin can kind of get a little drab and dull, but it helps to like fluff it up and give that very moisturized look. It's all about moisturization, moisturizing. I don't even think that's a word. Moisturizing in the morning. Moisturizing is a huge thing. And then on top of that, a collagen supplement. So and I used to take this in like pill form because it's great for your skin, hair, and nails. But I've started doing it in a powder form in water because I don't know if you're like me, I struggle getting water down. Like I drink 2 cups of coffee a day and that's really it. And then sometimes some wine at night. So like water is always on the back burner of my list. So if that's a way that I can get that in, then I do that as well. But those are 4 things that I would recommend to do in the morning that take less than 5 minutes. And also to look at it as not a burden, but to look at it as a very small 5-minute self-care moment, something you're doing for yourself. It just kind of like helps set the day.
I love it. Yeah, that is so true. I feel like I run into the habit of like where I kind of not skip, but like my morning routine was really like just a quick cleanser, and then I do more at night. So I know I personally need to be better about the balancing of the two for sure.
Yeah, that's why I say not to look at it as a burden, because in the mornings as moms, we're like, getting up, making the lunches, getting the kids ready, all the things. And you're like, oh, I've got to clean my face. Just resetting that as I'm going to get up just a little bit earlier so I can have this quiet time to myself. So it kind of doubles as a beauty routine, but also like a little bit of a mental health moment.
It is. It is a mental health moment. I love that. Are there any multitasking beauty products that you love?
Multitasking, yes. So I really, really like, and I talked about hyaluronic acid. I do this at night. So I know you talked about a night routine. I think a lot of women don't do a night routine. But it started off as my night routine, and I realized that this specific serum, which I'll tell you about, it works so well that I started using it on my lips during the day too. So I'll give you the night routine, but then I'll tell you why it's multitasking. So at night, I do Erno Laszlo has a hyaluronic acid. What are they calling it these days? It's like after the toner, it's an essence. They call it an essence. So, when you wash and tone your skin before the serum, you use the essence. So you put it on, and it's supposed to help your serum penetrate deeper within the skin. It's like a preset. It softens the skin. So then when you put your serum on, it kind of can do better work because it gets deeper. So at night, I will do this Erno Laszlo hyaluronic acid essence. And then I use the HA Immerse. It's a hyaluronic acid immersed by elastin as the serum at night. So I do a vitamin C during the day, but I do this serum at night. I put it on after the essence. And then I have the Erno Laszlo hyaluronic acid sleep mask. So that's my routine. But what I learned is that the Elastin's HA Immerse serum, it works. Like, it's crazy how, a lot of times you have to wear a serum, like they're like, after a month, you'll see certain results. I have really dry lips, and I noticed that it was working. Like I would put it on and I'd wake up and my skin just looked so hydrated. So I was like, let me try this for my lips. So I had been putting it on during the day. I have dry lips, and when they get dry, they like dry and crack all year round. It's not just winter. I've been putting them on, and it's because you're like, oh, your lips look great. Normally, serum is not made for lips, it's made for your face, but I put it on my lips and I've really seen some huge results there. So I'd say it's definitely multitasking.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. I mean, obviously it shows it's doing its job. One thing I wanted just to point out, because we keep talking about vitamin C serum, and a lot of people don't realize that it has to be done as part of your day routine. Not to wear it at night. So I just wanted to point that out so nobody, because it will kind of dry out your skin if you put it on at night. It's like
yeah, for sure. That's why I do that HA. That's why I do all hyaluronic acid products at night, because I feel like the things that I put on my face during the day, to me, they're more like, I don't want to say harsher products, but they're the products that are really going to be targeted for results, which sometimes can cause dryness and other things. So at night, while I'm sleeping, they always say when you're sleeping, your body's completely, restoring itself. I give that time. It's my time for my skin to restore itself. So it's all about hydration at night.
Love that. Love that. Okay. So speaking of, what we're doing at night and how we look in the morning, what is your recommendation for your best way to achieve a fresh, awake look when you're running on like no sleep, like all of us moms are?
Okay, I feel like I've mastered that because I used to have that. I'm excited about this question. I used to have a cosmetic line. I ended up selling it fast forward when I sold my stores. So I don't have one now. I actually have, I just launched a few skincare products because I've got perimenopause and I started noticing some hormonal breakouts and some dryness and dullness. And so I just launched that. So I'm really focusing on the skincare. But in order to look like, so since I don't have the makeup line, I've kind of swapped. I used to wear full face makeup, and I feel like the older that we get, the more makeup, it's like less is more, right? Because the more makeup you wear, when you've got fine lines and stuff like that, it settles and it's like, ooh, it can actually add age. So what I do in the mornings that's really quick and it's just amazing hydration, I use Color Science Flex. It's like a tinted moisturizer. So it comes out white, but when you rub it on, they've got a light, medium, and dark. When you rub it on, it kind of fits to your skin color. It is incredible because you're getting your SPF and hydration, but it gives you this perfect glow. It kind of has some illuminating particles in it. So I rub it everywhere. And then I've got a blush. This is another little trick that I use. It's like a blush and bronzer in one. I just swipe my brush over both of them. And then I use it for a blush, but I also rub it on my eyelids. So it's just like, so I'm not wearing, eye makeup. I actually did that today. So I've got eyeliner on, but I don't have eyeshadow. It's actually just my blush that I just blushed on my cheeks and then, did it on my eyes. The things that I don't go without, though, that take a little bit of time is my eyeliner and my mascara. So today I've basically got the look that I told you that I do in the mornings, but it's taking the time on the liner and I do it on top. And especially if I'm super tired, I don't do any on the bottom. I just do a nice kind of swoop on top and then heavy on the mascara and then pop some lips on. And it really can be a quick way to glow. Like I say, glow and go, like get it on and get it on.
Love it. Love that. Well, we should definitely keep in touch about your skincare line.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody would love to hear about the launch of that. That's super exciting. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I believe in vitamin C so much that in the line, I'm starting with 3 products and one of them is a vitamin C serum that I have been working on for so long. So I truly, truly believe in the power of vitamin C.
Amazing. Yeah, no, it's so important, especially as us women of a certain age. We're getting a little older and for sure. What skincare ingredients should moms prioritize when they are shopping for products?
Okay, so I've really gotten into more natural stuff. And I'm going to tell you, I have never been one of those ones. I know this sounds terrible where I'm like, I need all natural products. Like I'm always like, I want the stuff that works. I'm not really worried about it being all natural because I thought things that were all natural didn't really work for me.
Yeah.
But I took a heavy metal test and I learned that I have lots of heavy metals in my body. And so that's what turned me on to natural products. So I guess it's not about what's in it. Other like HA immerse, like hyaluronic acid is good. Vitamin C is good. We just talked about that. I like a bentonite clay mask. Bentonite clay is a natural clay, but it really does wonders for evening. If you have redness and stuff, it'll kind of like even the skin tone. Those are the 3 ingredients I would say, to add to your routine. But for me, it's more about less is more too now that I'm doing the natural stuff because I learned a lot of stuff has aluminum in it and all these other heavy metals that we absorb in our skin and then it's running through our bloodstream and it blocks different pathways that basically without getting in depth that need to be open within our body so that we can remain healthy. And so I really started this year because I did that test in October. I was like, maybe there is something to these like all natural products.
Yeah. No, that's so true. I describe myself as semi crunchy. So I'm not all in on the stuff, but I did the whole whenever it was still around was the beauty counter products. So definitely you have to, really you pay attention to the labels. There's an app that's a green, I forget the name of it right now off the top of my head, but there's an app that you can scan all the products wherever you are. And it'll pull up a rating for, just how clean everything actually is. And then not to go off on a tangent, but it goes deeper into the fact that there are children who are, I hate saying this, but mining for the things that are used in our beauty products and making a penny a day and in really harsh, horrible environments. So yeah, opting for a clean product, it goes so much deeper than you and your body. It's about just the world and, as a whole.
Absolutely. I need to get that app.
I'll look it up and I'll share it with everybody. I can't remember it off the top of my head without digging into my phone, and then you become addicted to it because it's for food. It's for all the things. And you're you're just scanning. And then you don't want to eat or put anything on your families and your skin. So take it with a little grain of salt. Dip your toes in before you go all in.
Oh, definitely.
Really crazy with it. Anyways, so we've been talking about some of, these brands that are natural, and a lot of them are on the more expensive side. So what are your favorites that you can get at the drugstore that still fit in this, criteria of the products that you want to use on your body?
Okay, so I've also made a transition to some drugstore products that I absolutely love. I was so bougie when it came to skincare because in college I worked for, sorry, I got an itchy nose. In college, I worked for Christian Dior. And so as you can imagine, I was super bougie. I mean, those creams are like $120 for the cheapest one, and I thought the price meant that it worked and that if it's at the drugstore, it's just basically lotion in a bottle. So recently, I told you I do national brand influencing on my Instagram page. And so a lot of, and it's mainly beauty, a lot of beauty and fashion. And recently La Roche-Posay reached out. And at first I was like, I'll check it out because that's a drugstore brand. That's the only drugstore brand, or the first drugstore brand that I actually had ever worked with. Yeah. But I also before then was talking about more expensive products. I absolutely love La Roche-Posay. You can get them at Walgreens. I'm not sure if you can get it at CVS, but their stuff works. It works. So they've got and this sounds insane. I don't know what they put in this water, but they've got this spray, like it's water you spray on your face, and it's from some like spring in France or something like that. It's miracle water. Like at first I was like, this is probably just water in a can, and I spray it on sometimes when my skin's extra dry or when it's hot outside or when I just need an extra boost. Like if I have a night of having more than 2 glasses of wine, I can wake up and my skin can be rolled off. Spray it on there. That stuff is amazing. I don't know what's in the water, but whatever is in French spring water, it's just like incredible for your skin. And they also have this other product, adapalene gel. So basically, retinol has to be prescribed, and a lot of people don't have insurance. So then it ends up being an arm and a leg, like $300 for like a little tube of retinol, like the real stuff. I mean, there's so many things that say that there's retinol in it, but like the tretinoin. So they have this adapalene gel I love better than the tretinoin that is prescribed. It works. First of all, it's not as tough on the skin. They always say you have a purge when you use tretinoin, and it's so true. For like a whole month, your like stuff starts coming out, but then your skin starts shedding, and your skin can look really a lot worse before it gets better. So I tried Tret like 2 or 3 times, and my skin looked a lot worse and wasn't getting better. So I was like, I gotta get off this stuff. But with the hormonal breakouts, I knew I needed some sort of retinol. So La Roche-Posay, their adapalene gel, after using it for 2 nights, you'll notice like your pores cleaning out and purging, but then like the brightness coming right behind it.
Love that. Well, I mean, I guess I need to like take a trip to the store. Yeah, and you know what is interesting too, because back whenever we lived in New York City, I went to, I forget what brand it was. Honestly, it was so long ago. They came from Europe to a Dwayne Reed, and it's like, you don't realize like all of these amazing products that exist in Europe, and like we are so delayed on getting. And I feel like the Roche-Posay is one of them, that they've kind of like, they're starting to come over to the United States, and we're like, why are we so behind?
I know, right? And so the thing with it too, and I don't know if this is true for La Roche-Posay, but I think a lot of the brands, they come over and they can't get in the market, and they're just really great brands over in Europe, but they're trying to penetrate the US market. So maybe the only way they can is through a drugstore. So you're like, you're getting some pretty good products there, because they're like, hey, we can't get into Macy's or whatever, but we can get into Walgreens, and it's, and La Roche-Posay is dermatologist tested and approved as well. So.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to have to check out let's say it one more time. Adapalene gel, is that?
Adapalene.
Okay. We'll say it 3 times and then it'll stick in my head. Love it. Let's see. Oh, okay, so here's a good one, especially for moms. What are your top tips for making your makeup last longer? Because we're up at we're putting makeup on at like 6 in the morning to get the kids on the bus, and then we're at like sports until like 9 o'clock at night. So how do we make it last?
A primer. So I like there's I'm trying to remember the last name. Mario. It's like a
Oh,
black.
is it Balducci? Is that his
Yeah,
name?
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like it's a black tube, and that stuff works. And see, I'm like I said, less is more. I normally don't do any of that, but I host a local TV show here in Memphis, and so I need my makeup to like be perfect for that. And and so when I'm getting ready in the mornings, and then like I get fully ready, and then the show's like an hour and a half later, I want it to look like I just put it on. This primer is amazing. It literally, like, I'll put it on, get ready. My makeup looks great for the show. And then by the time at the end of the day, when I'm picking up my kids from school, it still looks exactly the way it did when I put it on. So that stuff totally works.
That's awesome. Do you believe in any of like the sprays? The
I
setting
mean,
spray?
I don't want to say they don't work, but I don't use them. I mean, the only thing I actually use is that La Roche-Posay, and I don't use it all the time. It's just when my skin looks a little dull. I have one of them. I have a bottle of it in my car, and I've got one in my bathroom. So my skin looks dull. I just pop it on. I don't think it's made to make your makeup last longer, but it does give it a little boost. Yep.
Okay, that's awesome. Good to know. Good to know. I feel like we've covered all of the things. Okay, one last question. For moms who don't ever have time for salon visits, what are your favorite at-home beauty hacks?
Okay, so I am a huge fan of Davines Hair Care. Their stuff is amazing. What I'll do is once a month I use one of their hair masks. I've got like 3 of them, so I'm not really sure which one's my favorite. All their hair masks are great, but I'll do a hair mask. So I'll shampoo, hair mask, and then I'll do a light conditioner on the ends after. And one of the things, because I have really thin hair and it breaks real easily. So what I've learned is don't wash every day. And I know a lot of people, when someone first told me that, I was like, if I don't wash in a day, I've got like oil everywhere. Like my hair just looks. You have to train your hair. So I'll do that mask like, once a week. And then when I get out, I do a like just like a detangling spray. And then I use Davines has, I'm trying to think which one I'm using for the roots. They have a root spray that I use. And you spray it. Hang on, no, it's not Davines for the roots. It's Color Wow. I use Color Wow on my roots.
Yeah.
Seen it? Like I part my hair, spray it on the roots, and then I blow dry. But I've got the Davines detangler in, so everything I use is Davines except that Color Wow. And I dry it and style it. And for the first day, it looks great. But then the next day, it's oily, right? So I say everything I use is Davines up to this point. I'll use just simple Dove. I don't love the Dove Volume dry shampoo because it does make my hair oily for whatever reason. But just the regular Dove dry shampoo, I use that for about, I would say I go 3 to 4 days without washing now. This is day 3 right now. And I'll probably wash tomorrow because we leave to go to Mexico tomorrow. So I want my hair to be fresh, but but yeah, and the reason why I say that, it really truly is a strategy, because if you need more time in between salon visits, or you don't want your ends to break and become dead. And so like just not washing as much, I feel like, keeps my hair from actually being frizzy. And then by the way, the spray that I use, it's a detangler. It's also a heat protectant too, because I curl my hair. So the key to going longer between visits is just we don't want any breakage, because that's when you can tell when it's all frizzy. So anything to protect your hair will prolong it for you.
I love that. So another question just popped in my head, and maybe this one's a little bit for me, but so I lift weights like 5 days a week. So I have like that sweaty, gross. Like I'm not like the cute girl at the gym. Like I go all in, and so I'm drenched. So it's like, I don't know. I never know what to do in terms of that with my hair. I did find a shampoo that's like a organic one that's for women who work out every day. So it's a really gentle, light shampoo. But I would love to reap the benefits. I don't know. What do you do in that situation?
This is going to be like half of the people are going to be like, I can't believe you're even recommending this. But I used to do, and I need to get back in there. Now that you say that, I'm like, oh, I need to get my routine back on. But I used to go to hot work. So as you can imagine, like you're sweating so bad. And at first I would wash my hair every day because I was sweating. But then I noticed it was just getting oily and gross. So honestly, if your hair doesn't stink, just dry shampoo it. I realized that the sweat in my hair when I would dry shampoo it, it almost made like my hair bigger as it went.
Okay. All right. I like it.
There's really no other way around it than to wash it. I mean, some people would probably be like, I can't do that. That's so gross. Call me a little bit gross, I guess, because I did it and it was fine as long as my hair didn't stink, But what I would do is I would dry shampoo it beforehand too. Because, that way when you do sweat, it's not smelly. It's like soaking up.
Yeah.
Because all dry shampoo is pretty much like powder sprayed in your hair. So powder it beforehand, it'll soak it on up, and then do a little bit after.
All right. I'm going to give it a try. I'll report back.
The look on your face, you're like, I don't know about that, but really.
Well, I have like the really thin hair too. So it's just like the thin hair plus the like sweat. It's just, So, all right, maybe I'll write a blog post about it and be like, I tried this for 10 days and this is how it went.
You should, and then let me read it because I've only done about 4 days. Well, probably 3 days when I work out and sweat. I'll probably just get through 3 days. When I'm not working out, I can get to probably 4 to 5 days. But at some point, us being women, we're like, okay, now it's time. Like I've sweated in this hair for 3 days. Now it's time to clean it up.
Love it. All right. Adding it to my content calendar now. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. I love chatting through all this because I definitely need an upgraded beauty routine. And I feel like I learned so much. And I know that everybody tuning in definitely did as well. So thank you so much, Alexandra. And until next time, bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah,